You know the deal by now, top 20 anime of 2018. Here's some 10 honorable mentions in no particular order. Enough diddly-daddly, now let's get to it. Number 20. Iroduku, The World in Colors. Iroduku, The World in Colors is an anime that has several things that both work for the anime, but also don't work for the anime. How? Well, let me explain. The world in Colors is beyond beautiful. Colors really pop here, but it also felt like a world that I want to live in. It might be one of the most aesthetically beautiful anime that I've seen all season. However, this also sort of works against the anime. Hitomi, our main character, is someone that only sees the world as black and white. She literally can't see other colors. But in some strange places and with some things, she can see colors. Now, scenes like this would be more surprising and magical if the entire anime was mostly done in black and white, so that we could see the world in black and white, just like Hitomi does. This way, when she sees color, we get to see it too. And then maybe the anime will gain more and more color as the anime goes on and Hitomi gains more confidence in herself. It also would have made the anime more unique if they decided to go with this style. However, I do like how magical the anime felt at times. Magic in this world can only be used by select people, and it's simple magic, magic that can do little things for ordinary people. It's cleverly integrated into the world as something normal, and something that I could see happening in real life if this world had magic too. My favorite scene in the entire anime is where Hitomi and Kohaku use their magic to allow them and their friends into a picture that Yukito drew. It's just a magical and wonderful scene, and it's something that I wish I could do in real life. Speaking of the characters, while I did like how simple they could be at times, this also worked against the anime. The characters, in the moment, are memorable, but once you finish the episode, they are instantly forgettable. Except for Kohaku though, who I absolutely adored. The anime feels like it has a lot of weight to it and a central mystery that carries throughout each episode. And unfortunately, these characters don't feel right for this kind of story. In the end though, Iroduku, The World in Colors' animation, aesthetic, and magical world make this an anime that was a light to watch. Even though I wish it did some stuff differently with its animation and characters, it was a pleasant watch, through and through. Number 19. Fooly Cooly Progressive and Alternative. I've learned that many fans were disappointed by these two new seasons, probably due to overhype and the two seasons taking a different direction than the first. But as someone who thinks that the original Fooly Cooly is just a dumb and fun experience, I quite enjoyed the seasons of Progressive and Alternative. One thing I've liked across the 3 seasons was the evolution of ages depicted. The first season's main character is an elementary school boy going into middle school, Progressive's main character is a middle school girl going into high school, and Alternative's main character is a high school girl going into college or whatever else she decides to do. This allows for different themes and scenarios to play out and be examined. If I had to choose between the two, I'd say that I enjoyed Alternative more than Progressive. Mostly because I really enjoyed the main character and her group of friends. I found them really relatable in their drives to discover what they want to do with their lives after graduation. And while the animation didn't go as crazy and creative as the original season, I quite enjoyed it here, giving us great robot action scenes and comedic moments. And Progressive did have a creatively animated scene here and there. And I'm not gonna lie, it was great to hear Kaori voice Haruko again. When she spoke for the first time and started her mad ramblings, I got a huge smile on my face.
Be as adequate as you can! A complete mess! Born to be mild! That's right, the real one's finally appearing.
This role put the voice actress into the spotlight, so it was great to see her voice the character again. It was also cool to see Haruko in a more antagonistic light in Progressive, getting more desperate and getting what she wants. If I had a negative about the 2 seasons, it would be that, just like in the original, I have no idea what's happening half the time. It can be hard to follow and understand just what the hell is going on. I eventually just gave up and watched Haruko's insaneness. Outside of this, I quite enjoyed these 2 new seasons of Fooly Cooly. While diehard fans might not have liked them, I thought that they were entertaining enough to keep on watching, making the 18-year wait between seasons worth it in my opinion. Number 18. Free Dive to the Future. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, 3 seasons and 2 movies of Free, and I'm still loving each and every moment of it. The reason for this is because these characters are just so goddamn enjoyable. The original characters from the first 2 seasons, characters from the prequel movie, and new characters introduced in this season. I don't know what it is about this show, but it always manages to write so many enjoyable characters, no matter how small their screen time is. And because of that, the 3rd season is just so damn fun. Sure, it can get repetitive in its storytelling sometimes, like with Ikeya's arc, but it's still enjoyable. The interactions between the characters are also enjoyable. It's so much fun to see which characters the episode will pair up next. I especially love the scenes featuring Rin and Natsuya, and any scene with the new Mikoshiba sibling. The animation is also godly in this season. Kyoto Animation's animation always looks amazing, and the past Free seasons and movies are no exception. But there's something about the way that they animate water in this season that's fucking incredible. Every time a character dives into water, it looks like one of the most refreshing feelings in the world. Makes me want to dive in right with them. Now, despite how much I enjoyed the 3rd season, there are a few problems with it. The biggest problem is that there are way too many characters. Between the 2 seasons and the 2 movies, this season combines them all. Because of that, the pacing is just all over the place. They try to cram so many character arcs throughout the season that most of them just don't flow naturally. They're still enjoyable, but they can feel rushed at times. The show just keeps on introducing new characters. Yeah, sure, it's wise to give us 2 new characters in episode 9, and then another one in the last goddamn episode. Also, they're still queerbaiting, but I'm so used to it by now that it's just a nitpick at this point. Despite these various problems, Free Dive to the Future was still an enjoyable experience for me with these characters that I love so much. Looks like there's gonna be another Free project in 2020, and I can't fucking wait. Number 17. Wotakoi, Love is Hard for an Otaku. I'm sure we've all had moments like these. Being an otaku and obsessed with something, you keep it hidden from your coworkers and even your partner. But wouldn't it be helpful if your partner and coworkers were otakus as well? That's what this anime is all about. Our 4 main characters are otakus for different things. Narumi is obsessed with anime and manga, specifically boys love. Hirotaka is obsessed with video games. Kamakura is obsessed with Shoujo type anime. And finally, Hanako is obsessed with boys love as well, but also likes to crossplay as male characters. All these characters, including a few more, round out a very fun and enjoyable cast. It's also nice that all these characters are adults, which allows me to connect with them more easily. I connected with these characters the most when they just sit in a bar, drink lots of beer, and talk about anime, manga, and video games all night. Despite the fact that they are all otakus, the relationship that develops in the anime feel real and believable. There is a sense of anxiety and stress from the past that creeps up on all of the characters, but by being together they are able to realize that they are worthwhile people. The anime is also very funny. Between anime and manga references, quirkiness of the characters and their relationships, and yet the believability of some of the interactions, it made me laugh and chuckle throughout every episode. The animation is also very colorful, if truthfully the style being a bit simple. The only thing that I wish the anime had was a sort of a finality to the relationships. This is always a problem with romance anime where the original manga isn't complete yet. Still though, it would have been nice to see any of the 3 relationships in the show take a extra step forward and give us a sense of the future for these characters. In the end though, Wotakoi is an anime that is both extremely hilarious and extremely believable in its execution that makes it enjoyable for adult anime lovers to watch and enjoy. Number 16. Happy Sugar Life, an anime with one of the most messed up premises that I've seen in a long time in terms of anime, all centering around a high school girl Sato who falls in love with and kidnaps a little girl Shio who has also fallen in love with her. Now this may seem like a fucked up and fetishized anime, but somehow it really works. That's probably because of the self-awareness that the anime has. At no point does the anime tell you in any way that the relationship between these two is healthy and consensual. always reminding you how messed up the situation is through clever visual storytelling. You're not supposed to see this as romantic, you're supposed to see this as terrifying. Same with a bunch of the other characters as well. On top of our main lead Sato, we have a pedophilic boy, a predatory lesbian, a pedophilic and abusive teacher, and the less I say about Sato's aunt in the flashback scenes, the better. These characters are horrible people and do horrific things, but they're good characters. They are interesting characters in the way of how they see themselves and the people around them. Sure, it can get over the top and melodramatic at times, but the characters, despite how sick and twisted they are, come from a realm of believability. And that's what made me want to see what would happen next to some of these characters. The animation also complements this with great visual storytelling and terrifying images that contrast with the way that Sato sees our happy sugar life. Speaking of Sato, the voice actress does an excellent job with the character, switching between sweet and innocent to manipulative and deranged at the drop of a hat. It's a hard range for one woman to pull off successfully, but I enjoyed her performance. So even though Happy Sugar Life has a horrific premise, messed up characters, and can be too over-the-top dramatic at times, I thoroughly enjoyed watching this anime. There are a bunch of characters and events in Happy Sugar Life that I won't soon forget, even if I really want to.